Hey, VC! YouTube, it's the Zonk Man coming back at you again. Trying to get the glare right. Let's see. Are you ready for an RSD video? Plus me doing one so soon, right after another one. Yeah, whether you're burnt out on watching RSD or you want to watch everybody's RSD video and see what they got, I'm going to do one because it was kind of a roller coaster ride for me, and normally it's not. So let's just go ahead and start talking about it, because I got this long story that's going to go along with it, with some RSD. Not all these records I'm going to show are RSD. I got some other stuff along the way, so it's not just RSD titles. And let's have some fun with it. First of all, right off the top, the store that I like to get, that I always go to for RSD, Underdog, was not participating for circumstances out of his control. He said he tried everything he could and it just didn't happen. For whatever reasons, he plans on being right back in it for RSD Black Friday later on this year. So, what am I going to do? I don't know. I had picked out like 6. I'd actually increased my list to like 6 releases I wanted, and I was just going to like say, screw it. I'm not even doing RSD. Nah, I don't need to. A couple were firsts, so if you know what that is, you know they're going to get re-released again. So I did have some exclusives and a regional limited run type deal. And then the other one might have been exclusive, but it wasn't very limited. So, talking to some people, I ended up I'm gonna line up at Hippo Records. Now, Hippo Records, there's one here in Greensboro and Winston-Salem. The one in Greensboro's been around longer, so I figured that's the bigger store. That's the one that's gonna have more stuff. I'm gonna go there. I'm going to line up. I might even get crazy and do overnight, like take a cot or something to sleep outside. Well, so I said, okay, I'm going to go on Friday. The Friday before, I'm going to go talk to them, check it out, and see what's going on. So I go, and I'm just kind of thumbing through the bins, and I found this used Corrosion of Conformity Blind. This is a 2021 reissue. I had not gotten it. I was real big on getting the Deliverance that came out around the same time. This, of course, has Vote with a Bullet and Dance of the Dead. It is a different singer. It was before Pepper Keenan was the vocalist. It was Carl Agile. But him and the bass player left after this album. And then it came in, and then Mike Dean did bass, and Pepper did guitar and vocals after this, and for the most part stayed that way. So I found this in the used bin, so that's real cool. Corrosion Conformity, I'm a big Corrosion Conformity fan. That is, I didn't say it was a 2021 reissue, but it is a 91 album. So I talked to them, and they said, yeah, the first guy, he usually lines up around 6 a.m. Nobody really camps out overnight here. And, hey, you got that? I said, yeah, we don't have that. So there was one of mine that they said they didn't have, or thought they didn't have. So, and then later on, during that day, he posted pictures after he closed of all the RSD product. We're putting it all on the wall. And then you come in and go at it. And he said they'd probably do 10 people at a time. They end up doing 8. But so, okay. So I did that. My whole Friday actually left, went home, left work, did Grown Man Record Night. In fact, I just got my Grown Man Record Night 500 t-shirt in the mail. All right, for the 500th episode, I talked about that in just my last video, how I got to go over to the studio and be part of that, so that was crazy. So I got my t-shirt. I had to plug that. So I watched Grown Man Record Night, got about 3 hours of sleep, and then went and got in line about 5:30 a.m. Because, you're going to beat the guy that shows up first all the time. No, I was about 12th. at 5:30. We all know why the lines were crazier, and that was because of the Taylor Swift release or whatever. And that's what probably, I don't even know, 80%, maybe I'm giving too much. 70% of the line was Taylor Swift, probably. But anyway, so I only saw 3 records that I wanted on the wall. So boom, I snagged them up real quick. This is going to surprise you. Chet Baker, Chet. 1959, this was a mono reissue. Now, Kraft kind of plugged this as the first time the mono had been reissued since 1959, but I believe that just meant with the U.S. because I was thinking there was like a German reissue in like 61 or something like that. So yeah, kind of surprised for the Zonk Man, throwing some jazz out there right off the get-go. That is an awesome, chill jazz album. Then I scooped up, and these two were right next to each other. So this was on my list, Roy Ayers' Stone Soul Picnic. Now, this was on the want list, and then it came to be RSD issued. So I was like, oh cool, I'll just get that. Even though it was a first, I said I'm going to go ahead and get it. But this is, I was wanting it to be more funk, but this is a soul jazz album. And it's got Herbert Laws and Herbie Hancock and some more on there. And I'll try to get so you can see the hype sticker on all those. So, but this is great too. It is a jazz record for sure. And then this was right next to it. This was probably number 1 on the list. This was the rarest of only 1,000 copies. And he only had 1 copy in the store of this. In This Moment, Beautiful Tragedy. This, of course, is a 07, the very debut release for In This Moment. I don't know, this heavy metal, Maria Brink, if you're familiar, you know. This was a big deal to get reissued. It is on vinyl originally, but I think, it's crazy prices for all of their stuff, except for the last album. It's crazy prices. Just because it gets gobbled up and goes out of print. I don't think they've really reissued stuff. So this is kind of a big deal to reissue that album. They're probably just testing the water to see how crazy it gets. Then these were on the list initially. There's 2. Lacuna Coil, Dark Adrenaline. Italian heavy metal. Of course, with 2 vocalists, male and female. But Christina Scabia. That's like, and that's another thing too I was going to say about a lot of these records on the show are heavy female fronted. So Lacuna Coil, Dark Adrenaline. I don't know if you can hear it at all. I don't want to get popped, but it is in the background. I don't know how loud it is. Then the other one, Lacuna Coil, Shallow Life. And let's see, this was, I'm getting them confused. Shallow Life was originally 07? No. 09 maybe? And then this was originally released in 2012. So both of these had an RSD reissue. Oh, man, I'm messing this up. So the 3, after In This Moment, that's all that Hippo Records has. So I'm like, what am I going to do? I kind of come back home, regroup for a second, and then decide that I'm going to go to McKay's in Winston. Because even though it's like a used bookstore, they do participate in RSD, and they do get some. They get some stuff. Maybe not like the full list or anything, but they get some stuff. So that's where I picked up. So I went to Winston-Salem McKay's and got Dark Adrenaline, but that was it. That was all I found that I wanted. And then when I was in line at Hippo, I met a gentleman for the very first time, and he was looking for after Hippo really didn't have much of the list at all, but it had a wall full of Taylor Swift. Um, he got the Pearl Jam, a giveaway or whatever that live album was, and I think he got something else. But he was looking for the Rockfords, and the Rockfords was like right next to this album at McKay's. So I literally like called him up, "Hey, I'm looking at this album. Do you want it?" Yes. So I ended up snagging that for. I met Brian in line at Hippo. So that's what I got at McKay's in Winston. And then I have to go over to where the wife works, drop something off. There was something I was dropping off. And then I was like, I'm going back. I'm going to Greensboro, McKay's. I got to go see what about these other 2 records. So that's where I picked up. So I go all the way to Greensboro. I'm running around. I'm going Greensboro to Winston, back to Greensboro, and then that's where I pick up Shallow Life. So I'm like, okay, well, I got 5 out of the 6. Let me look at the used. So I looked at the used in McKay's in Greensboro, and bam, come up with this right here. Lacuna Coil Coma Lies XX, which means 20. This came out in 2022. This is a 2003 album originally, and what they did was they re-recorded it and, like put it out again, But on this particular release, this has the new version on one LP, the original album on the second LP, and it has a CD for each. It has a CD for the newly recorded album, and it has a CD for the originally recorded album. I was wanting to get this when it was coming out, but then when it came out brand new, the price was just too freaking high. So to find it used, I was like, oh yeah, that's it right there. And it was like way cheap, way cheap. It was like half of what it would have been brand new. So I was like, and everything's in good condition and everything is there. So I scooped up that. So I'm still looking at used stuff in McKay's in Greensboro. And I come across this. This is the Pretty Reckless Going to Hell. And this is an album that I actually don't even have on CD. It's been on the want list for a long time. This was a 2021 craft reissue, I think. Super cheap again. So I'm like scooping it up. So then I'm really going to mess you guys up with this one right here. This was a new record. I thought about getting brand new, but then when I found it used, and it was actually sealed for a great price. So it was sealed, used, and you guys are like, what? The Zonk Man is showing Miley Cyrus. Endless Summer Vacation. Yeah, man, check that out. Okay, so I did get that. So then I'm like, okay, cool, man. I got some great used records. I got 5 of the 6 I was looking for. And then I've got another buddy that we was kind of looking out, and he was the one that kind of said, hey, I need to just go to another store and get in line for RSD. We're communicating back, and hey, did you find all your stuff? Hey, did you find all your stuff? No, I haven't found Poe yet. He tells me he's at Underdog, and they actually had a small selection that he did put out, and this was there. And of course, Taylor, he went ahead, there's no holds. So Taylor went ahead and bought this for me and set it behind the counter. So I just had to go pick it up. This, of course, is a 1995 album, never been released on vinyl. Poe is alt rock, trip hop. I don't even know what you'd call it in that realm. Trigger Happy Jack and Angry Johnny, those are 2 songs. Even the title track, Hello. Real good stuff. This was also a first. That's why I was like, no big deal if I don't get it. So, man, I got that. So I got everything. And then, and Underdog is also doing a sale on everything. So I said, let me look into you. There was a couple of new albums I was looking for. And to see if you had a copy and to get it on sale a little bit. Because I want to say this was 20% off. The new Overkill, Scorched. Of course, this is 2 LPs, brand new, like just a week old or something. Maybe 2 weeks by now. This is the gold version, 2500. I have not spun this. I have not even opened it yet. But, so, and then that is my record store day story. I went longer than I wanted to, but I did want to show those records. I did want to do an RSD video. Hey, Daisy, you want to be on? You want to be on a video again? Come here. Yeah, Daisy just came in here, stepping in here. What's going on? Daisy wanted to be on the video too. She says, "Yay for RSD." Is that right? She's like, "Just pet me, just love on me." Uh-oh. What is that? Oh my God! It's a scary monster! Run! Oh no!
Yeah, you're white.
Yeah. Oh, well, you just startled me. All right, that's it. See you guys later. Hope RSD was good for y'all. Hope y'all aren't burnt out on Record Store Day videos. And I need to get ready for work. See y'all later.